So every once in a while, I like making Gundam content, but the thing is, I don't like reviewing Gunpla. I just don't feel like I should review them. I just don't feel like it. Kind of intimidated with all the little accessories and things because I always put them away and they're super hard to get. So I don't really review Gunpla, but I like talking about Gunpla because it's actually one of the biggest things I collect right now. I have well over 100 at this point, and yeah, I love Gunpla. As you can see from these, I'm more of a straight builder. I don't do too much customizing. I have a lot, but I'm more of an action figure guy. So I really go for kits that are playable, that look nice right out of the box, maybe with a little bit of work here and there. That's what I often go for. So with that being said, I wanted to talk to you about what is perhaps my favorite high-grade Gundam model, and that is the Origin Zaku 2. Now, there's many other different kinds of Zakus in the Origin. There's the Zaku 1s, there's the Zaku Cannon, there's the Act Zaku. Those are sweet. But, I've honestly, these are just all of my Origin Zaku 2s that have the classic Zaku 2 head. Honestly, that's what I grabbed here. Because I couldn't show them all, because I don't have the space on my desk for all of them for it to be manageable for me. So yeah, these are probably my favorite high grades because I love the Zaku cannon, right, from the Origin. But these, man, these are just this figure is just so great. So this guy right in front, Char, I think he was the third Gundam model that I ever built. I think he was either the third or the fourth. So yeah, he's been with me for a while, and he's honestly still to this day holds up and is still one of my favorites. I love him. So with that being said, I often don't really get the same kit twice. I don't like getting too many recolors because I don't like the experience of, oh geez, I've built this thing so many times already. I don't do that too often. But with the Origin Zaku, yeah, as you can see, I've built it quite a few times. What can I say? I love this kit. And actually, it was just last night that I built the paint version. This is the one where, like, oh, you're supposed to paint it up. You know what? It's basically the White Ogre, isn't it? It's not 100%, but it's basically the White Ogre from MSE Glue, so that's kind of what he is in my collection. He's the White Ogre. Not 100%, I know, doesn't have like the lizards and all that. It's a couple little details here and there, but for me, it works. He's the White Ogre to me. So yeah, man, these have gotten us so many. A new Char, new normal green Zaku. Now, granted, darker green and darker red. They are darker colors, but they still look really cool. Half Cannon, Black Tri-Stars. Got the freaking high mobility test type from the 08 MS team out of this mold. It's great. And I've got the desert one on pre-order, like the camo version of the desert Zaku. I've got that on pre-order. That's awesome. So yeah, why is this one of my favorites? Well, it's just fun as hell, honestly. It's a fun figure. Let's grab this one to pose for now. Yeah, man, the articulation on these is just so fluid and so non-intimidating in a way, where I feel like I can just pick one of these up and just go at it and have some fun. I don't feel like, oh, I'm going to break him. No, I could drop this guy and I wouldn't even, sweat a single beat of sweat because I'm not scared by that. Yeah, it's just, they're awesome kits, man. They feel great, they pose great, they look great too. I love the look. And honestly, there is some nostalgia to these. Honestly, looking at these, like looking at an Origin Zaku, because it was one of my first kits. They're just really fun, man. I'd love to see these continue. I'd love to see them do more. I'd love to see a Garma Zabi Zaku 2 from the Origin mold. That would be amazing. Some more high mobility versions, because they do the you're actually seeing a critical issue with this mold. He doesn't hold the Heat Hawk like at all. There we go. Yeah, that's like one of the only issues. They just don't like holding the Heat Hawk. But yeah, you can see like there's so many different versions and so many different versions they still could do. They do the recolors of the real grade all the time. But I feel like this mold, man, this is the mold that needs the recolors because it's amazing. I do have the new HGUC Char Aznable Zaku 2. Honestly, I still prefer the Origin mold. Something about it, man. Something about the Origin mold. It's still probably, to me, my favorite high-grade Zaku. Is it the best? Debatable, because the new one is very good. It's very good. But for me, something about this mold, it just feels more posable. It feels more playable. It feels more fun. Like building this guy that I will continue to affectionately call the White Ogre. You know, he's just so... It's like, yeah, I've built this kit how many times already? I didn't even need to look at the instructions for most of this build, honestly. I didn't even need to look. I built this kit so many times, I'm just like, yeah, the legs go like that, you know, the feet, they go like that, and you put the armor on in this order, blah, blah, blah. Oh, the waist, it just goes like that. Oh, what polycaps do I need again? Oh, yeah, thanks for that. You know, that's basically how the build on this went last night. And the result is just a super fun kit. And with these recolors, something like this, you can kind of make it your own. It doesn't have to be a model that you paint like it was intended. It can be the White Ogre. It can be whatever. It's it's awesome. I love the playability of these. You can probably customize these a lot. Honestly, what you could probably do is take a shoulder pad and the head from this guy, put it on, say, a green one, and then you have Shin Matsunaga's, like, first Zaku. And then you'd really want a Dozelzabi Zaku to go with that. But you know what I mean. These are just awesome molds. I don't know, I felt like talking about it. I haven't gushed about this mold in particular in a video, and I felt like it. I don't have too much more to say, honestly. Here, let's get this guy out. Like, sure, this doesn't share as many elements. Actually, it's pretty much just from the waist up, the Origin Zaku, and then from the waist down, it's the Origin Rikdom test type. So it's actually not very super comparable to these, but still, just look at the head. It looks so fierce, especially how you put the mono eye. I've kind of done it differently on different takes. Like this one, I wanted it more centered because it's not supposed to be the most intimidating thing in the world. But this one, the White Ogre, I don't know, I was feeling fierce, and I wanted it to really be looking up, really menacingly, so I actually put the sticker a little more high up. Yeah, man, it just has so much aggression in the mold, and I've seen a lot of people, they actually assemble these in a different way, and I'm not really sure how I feel about it. Here, let's see if I can do it with this one. Maybe not do it with the P-Bandai one. Maybe not touch the P-Bandai one. Maybe let's do it with this. So they take the scalp off. If the scalp is take-offable, come on. Basically, I think they just build it wrong. I don't think they mean to. They literally just take the tube and they put it on the wrong way. I see this a lot. Like, I've seen reviewers do this. I've seen just pictures online where they don't build it right. But if you do this, you kind of get a totally different look that is almost more of a classic Zaku appearance. You know, if you look at how those tubes are, it actually does look more classic. You know, it's not as high up. It actually looks more retro that way. So it's kind of neat. You have that, you know, versatility with the hoses there. And I dig it. And of course, you can actually move the eyes on this mold. So that's great. One thing I noticed, though, the snout, I guess, on most of these stayed on perfectly fine. I actually had to glue on the White Ogres. I actually had to glue that on. It just didn't want to stay on at all. So maybe this mold's actually seeing some degradation. That's a hard word, degradation. But, I mean, hopefully not. It's definitely seen its fair share of use, though. It definitely has. It's been around for a hot minute. Here, let's get a closer look at a couple of these others. Like this Black TriStar. It's got the awesome Heat Hawk with the effect. I just did a little bit of yellow and red on it just to give it a little bit of a flare. And it actually does have the high mobility legs and the backpack. That's another really awesome one. And then the Zaku. It's not just a standard Zaku. It actually has some, I think it's a Type C if I'm not mistaken. Actually has a different chest there. Actually has some little different elements to the chest too. Has a totally different machine gun. It actually has a system down there where it... Ooh! There goes a thruster bell. Please do not get lost. I cannot afford for that to happen. Ooh, there we go. Back in. Yeah, it actually has like a belt fed system. That's really neat. And it's got this little arm guard. You probably saw that on the half cannon too. But yeah, man, awesome figures. They're really sweet. And I think I've rambled on long enough. I just wanted to share my love of the HG Origin Zaku. And let's zoom in. Let's end it with the one that started it all for me. Shars. Ah, what an awesome kit. It's so cool. Let me know. Do you guys have this kit? Do you guys have any iteration of it? Let me know. I mean, granted, I'm sure a lot of you guys probably won't have, what was it, P Bandai and then Gundam base. You know, you guys probably don't have those. But honestly, I really recommend this model. If you're not really into Gunpla, but you kind of want to jump in and you're like, oh, I love the Zaku design, get a version of this kit. There's different versions. There's a Black TriStar, there's a half cannon, there's the normal Zaku. There's two different versions, actually, of the green Zaku and Char Zaku. There's different versions they've done. And there's another version of the Black TriStar. There's others I didn't even talk about in this video, like the, other P Bandai variants and other armor Zaku variants that aren't just a standard Zaku too. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Do you like this mold? Do you love it? I love it. I think it's great. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching and dealing with my weird ramblings. Special shout out to the patrons of Patreon. You guys are absolutely awesome. Thank you all so much for the continued support. Alrighty guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.